With the 2020 NFL season in the books, NFL.com went through and graded every single team's draft class for last season. And, of course, a little bit biased. Minnesota Vikings did pretty okay. 15 picks, a record in the modern 7-round draft, plus Justin friggin' Jefferson and Ezra Cleveland and Cameron Tiny Dancer and company. Let's go. So, Gennaro Filice, nailed it. Went through and graded the NFC North. So we're going to have some choice thoughts. So the Vikings got an A-. Pretty damn solid. So you had 2 first-round picks in Jefferson and Gladney, and then Ezra and Dancer. Oh, my, oh, my. So, yeah, here's what they wrote. How impressive was Jefferson's rookie campaign? The greatest rookie wide receiver season ever. For guys not named Randy Moss. Impressive enough to make the Vikings feel just fine about trading away Stephon Diggs and watching him immediately lead the league in catches and receiving yards. Yes, this was the elusive win-win trade. Plus, Minnesota Vikings from the 5th and the 6th that they got from the Bills last year in trade, they rolled them over 2 picks this year. So they have 4, 4, 5. Woo! Let's get that thing going. Yes, blah, blah. Diggs wasn't happy in Minneapolis. He should be. He should have been, but some people just aren't happy. Blah, blah, blah. The city where he produced a miracle. Well, I mean, part of it was Case Keenum, but no. So Minnesota flipped him for a pick package that included number 22 in last April's draft. In that slot, the Vikings took the 5th receiver, round 1, Jefferson, who broke Anquan Bolden's rookie receiving record with 1,400 yards receiving on the dot. And just last week, the tireless tape munchers over at Pro Football Focus. It's weird when NFL.com refers to other sites. It's kind of weird. Maybe things are starting to open up. Who apparently have a mischievous troll streak that this writer can't help but appreciate. Slapped Jefferson at number 15 on their ranking of the top 101 players of 2020, exactly 1 spot ahead of Diggs. PFF, they get it. Well, they get it in everything that doesn't relate to Garrett Bradbury, but they get it. Minnesota's second first-round pick didn't work out nearly as well as the first. Oh, come on. Gladney started 15 to 16 games for the Vikings. While he flashed proficiency as a physical cover man in certain matchups, consistency was a major issue, as evidenced by his 124.7 passer rating against per PFF. Well, I mean, a lot of that was lack of pass rush, plus him converting from an outside cornerback, mostly operating to the slot. I still have high hopes for El Jefe. Blah, blah, blah. Minnesota doubled down on their position of extreme need and found a quality corner in the back half of the 3rd round as Dancer proved that a bad 40-yard dash in Indy doesn't define a man. Well, he improved at his pro day, but also weight was a major concern with Dancer. But, yeah, Cameron Dancer was easily the most impressive cornerback of the rookie class last year. And that includes when he missed time with 3 separate injuries. But A.J. Terrell, damn solid. Jalen Johnson, solid before he got hurt. Jeff Okudah was sort of So, yeah, Cameron Tiny Dancer really showed up and showed out. Though injuries limited him to 11 games, Dancer earned a spot alongside Jefferson on the PFWA All-Rookie team, although they're dead to me because of the way they voted for Rookie of the Year, but I digress. The Vikings also have some quality production from this class in the trenches, with Cleveland capably starting 9 games at right guard and Wam notching 3 sacks and 9 quarterback hits as rotational pass rusher. So Cleveland going to be a big part of the Vikings offensive line long term. Now, does he add size and does he stick at guard, or did they let him fly at left tackle? TBD. And Wanham was sort of here and there, but as he started working into the rotation more, of course, he had the sack that called game against the Packers. And as amazing as it is, besides Chase Young, DJ Wanham was the most productive rookie edge rusher last year. Now, maybe that says more about the overall quality of the class as opposed to Wanham, but yeah, I'm pretty bullish on DJ Wanham going forward. Rick Spielman had the most bites of the 2020 draft apple with an NFL high 15 picks, though the vast majority of them occurred on day 3, still was able to net some quality contributors in multiple areas of need. Yeah, and you look through the rest of the picks. So, James Lynch, let him play, and then crazy things may happen. You don't know. Troy Dye had time, but also missed twice with various injuries. But I think that he will develop into a nice cover linebacker. I think that he will be the de facto replacement for Eric Wilson. But he does have very similar deficiencies to number 50 Eric Wilson's. That he is great in coverage, great instincts, but at the point of attack, misses a couple tackles, can't really hold up through trash. Harrison Hand, man, they need to let Harrison Hand play more. 38 special. Whenever he's on the field, something good seems to happen. I also think that he could convert to safety if needed. KJ Osborne was benched thrice. Am I holding out any hope on him? Just a little bit. Just a little. I feel like maybe with a change in Maloof as special teams coordinator, Osborne will start to get it. We'll see. Blake Brandel, I think, will compete for the swing tackle spot. Spent the full season on the practice squad. Josh Metellus got some spot work here and there, played a lot of special teams as that third safety. Kenny Willekes, Rudy from Michigan State. Kenny Tryhard, come on. Spent the whole season on IR. Will now be tossed into the edge rusher mix going forward. Nate Stanley, okay. Brian Cole ended up with the Dolphins. And, of course, Chris, Big Hinton. Let's go. Because Hinton was on the practice squad all season long. And then all of a sudden, Alexander Hollins got poached by the Browns. Remember when the Browns, like all their wide receivers were in the hot tub and they're just like, oh, we didn't have any wide receivers for the Jets game. And then they lost. But the Vikings were spooked. The Vikings were scared they would lose Kyle Hinton. A team would poach him. So that's why they added him to the active roster week 17, even though he didn't even dress for the Lions game because they were scared. I think Kyle Hinton has a bright future in purple. So all of that being an A-, I like it. Then look at the Bears. So Cole Kmet, whatever. They had 17 tight ends, sure. But Jalen Johnson and Darnell Mooney, studs, absolute studs. Now, if Johnson's shoulders will hold up, he was one of my favorite cornerbacks last year in the draft class. If the Vikings would have taken him instead of Gladney, I would have got it. I would have understood. But those two not only is it one shoulder, it's both. So that is a little bit concerning. Plus, he had a shoulder injury as a rookie. Travis Gibson, who is the guy they actually traded a future fourth-round pick for the Vikings. This is the fifth-round pick that was actually part of the Bills trade. The Pride of Tulsa hasn't really gotten going quite yet. But Mooney is going to be a really fun player, man. The Pride of Tulane probably going to get a lot more work now that Allen Robinson is likely leaving town. So, I mean, overall, B-, that's pretty fair. Lions are next. So Jeff Okudah, man, I had high hopes for Jeff Okudah. It just did not work out. And then he got dinged up. So he's probably the biggest disappointment. Well, up there with Andrew Thomas, the tackle for the Giants who went number 4 overall in terms of 2020 draft disappointments. DeAndre Swift, okay. We still taking running backs at the top of round 2, not named Dalvin Cook. Woo! Julian Okwara. Now, his brother, a little bit more productive, didn't really get going. And then they took 2 mid-round guards. Jonah Jackson, who was a perfect scheme fit for the Vikings, not really doing things very well in Detroit. Logan Stenberg from Kentucky hadn't really gotten the time of day. Quintez Cephas, Badger, wide receiver, is going to get a lot more work now that Marvin Jones is probably leaving, as well as Babytron is going to be out the door. Plus, John Pennicini, hilarious name, phenomenal nose tackle, the pride of Utah. I really liked him. They picked him up in the 6th round, and he's a stud. I think he's going to be a fixture for the Lions for a long time. So they got a C-. It's kind of fair. If Okudah had been just average, that probably bumps up to a B, but yeah. And then, the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers. For as good of a season they allegedly had, they basically lit their first 3 picks on fire. So Jordan Love, quarterback the future, sure. A.J. Dillon, 2-down thumping running back. And maybe you're planning for life without Aaron Jones, without Jamal Williams, but, okay. Sure. And then Josiah DeGuara, the tight end / fullback from Cincinnati, who you don't even play. Great. Then Kamal Martin, I think, was great value in the 5th round. Filled in nicely for a couple of games for them, the former Gopher. John Runyon, the utility offensive line from Michigan, got involved quite a bit once they had a bunch of injuries. And that's really it. That is about it. They deserve this D+. And now, if Jordan Love does rise like a phoenix and eventually takes over a la Aaron Rodgers, we're in. And I do like Jordan Love, except I have to hate him with the fear of 1,000 suns. But yeah, this draft, you can understand why Aaron Rodgers is a little bit upset. Where is the receiving threat? Where's all the help? Where's the early offensive lineman to eventually replace Corey Linsley? What's going on there? But it's okay. And for that, we thank you. If you want to have another draft just like it this time around, Packers, and not take Kadarius Toney or Rondale Moore in the first round, well, thank you. But yeah, Vikings A-. You could argue that it should be an A or an A+, or at least an A, just because of Justin Jefferson. And I think that in a couple years, once Lynch gets the time of day, once Kyle Hinton gets the time of day, this and plus DJ Wonnum starts panning out, and maybe Ezra Cleveland does turn into a franchise left tackle, plus Gladney gets going, plus Dancer continues his assault, and eventually climbs up the ladder, becomes a Pro Bowl caliber cornerback. Yeah, this is going to be A++++. This is going to be one of the greatest draft classes in NFL history. Woo! You like to see it. But your thoughts, NFL.com graded Vikings draft class. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.